Well, here we are in week 12, I think it's week 12, of sheltering in place. I've been thinking about how we're responding as a church, as a ministry staff, as church leaders. Our default switch often is that of an eager problem solver. And that's probably true of most of us. It is for me. Our tendency is to rush in and fix something. It's a natural reflex and one that we frequently fall into the trap that Heifetz, an adaptive change guru, he describes it as a kind of slapping technical fix. Something comes up and you slap a fix on it. It's based on his sense of staged response. And I'm seeing these four stages that you and I must go through as a church. The first is that of a triage. Assessing the immediate damage and doing something about it. Assessing the danger ahead and doing something about it. For the church in the middle of Lent, this became back in March, how are we going to get everybody to Easter? What are we going to do on Easter? That was the stage that we found ourselves on. And so we did what we needed to do. We first filmed services in the sanctuary for 2 weeks, and every subsequent one has been videoed and produced remotely. We made those decisions, my point is, quickly and with a good deal of agility. In this stage, you do what's needed and you do it with good pace. The second stage is that of fragility. Where are the cracks? What's not going well? What are we learning? What can we do to strengthen our engagement? These were the questions we wrestled with. Well, in the church, we're constantly checking for the spiritual, mental, physical, financial cracks in the institution. This is the stage that we find ourselves in now. How can we provide pastoral care, meet benevolence needs, do effective small group study, Bible study? How do you get the picture? How do we do these things well given the time we're in? This is where we are. For most, virtual worship is at least twice as taxing as regular face-to-face worship. At this point, our adrenaline has waned and we're in need of a second wind. It's been good and also hard. Zoom fatigue is real in this stage. The third stage will be the new normal stage. Normal is our nemesis at this stage. As we approach this third stage, it's all about re-entry, about gathering again in person for worship and Bible study. How do we do it and when will we do so? This new normal phase will have technical and adaptive issues. Technically, how do we worship together safely? Offering plate, communion, baptism, passing the peace, a printed bulletin, seating, sanitizing, singing, coffee fellowship, online giving, on and on it goes. You get the point. Well, the point is that some old normal may need to fall away. We need to bless it and bury it, so to speak, and move on. Name it and acknowledge that we may miss it. That's the third stage, a new normal, which leads to the fourth stage, one of sorting, a sorting stage. A time of deep discernment. Think of Phyllis Tickle's notion of the rummage sale that Christianity holds every 500 years. What is essential? What is fleeting? This stage is all about asking the who, what, and why questions, but not the how, not yet. The how gets us stuck in technical fixes for adaptive problems. This is a time to experiment and fail, to try new things, to see what from our sheltering in place time we may keep, like continuing with certain committee meetings on Zoom, like maybe a noontime Zoom lunch Bible study or prayer time or just a fellowship. This can be a time of pulling out some real lay talent that has been dormant. You get the point. How will we do church in a new normal with a building and without a building? Now that seems like a reasonable question today. Hopefully we can deeply discern the who, what, and why of church for us. with imagination and creativity, and we will be the stronger for it. As Churchill said, never let a good crisis go to waste. My prayer today is that we may have the courage to experiment. Choose to celebrate successes and failures as we discern the voice of the Holy Spirit leading us